Can you survive the zombie apocalypse? I'm only bringing this to the forefront because somebody asked me about this when I went to the bank, the bank teller, because I was talking about, my degree in healthcare. And she says, "What do you think about the zombie apocalypse?" And of course, I'm like, the zombie, like, of all questions. So I'm like this, wow, how did you, bring those two together? But when you say healthcare and don't say specifics, then people, will ask you anything about healthcare, you know. So the zombie apocalypse. She asked me what I thought about it. And I said, "Do you want me to talk to you? Do you want me to answer you on a healthcare, like a professional point of view? Because I don't work in healthcare. I just have a degree in it. Or do you want just my opinion?" She said, "Both." I said, "Well, I'll give you my opinion." I said, "For one, the zombie apocalypse, when you look at it, what's going on? Well, there's so much to cover when it comes to zombieism. But when it comes to the zombie apocalypse that's actually happening, all of it is drug related." So I told her, when you look at fentanyl, I said, and these other drugs that are making people do these things, uh, anything that makes you act out of your mind, the drugs are getting stronger and stronger. They're getting harder and harder to trace. Uh, Law enforcement is, cracking more and more cases that are larger and larger. People are lacing people's drinks. People are lacing people's weed. This is why I'm not so sure about weed being legal, because you can lace weed. And, people are, falling over dead, in certain countries. There's 8 people killed recently. Recently, just, in a neighboring country in Mexico, from a hotel. You know what? And it was from a drink. They open up the, the little bar that they give you when when you go into the hotel room. You go and you take a little beer or whatnot out of here. And the one lady said, "When I took a drink, immediately my mouth started burning." And she said, "I spit it out and my mouth was like it was on fire. I knew something was wrong." She said, "And I didn't swallow it." See, these other people who died, I think they died the same way. Somebody is lacing the drinks and they're pretty much trying to figure out, what's going on, why they're lacing these drinks. I think it's some type of experiment. I think we're being experimented on. So when you're looking at the zombie apocalypse, and I didn't say all this to her, I just gave her a quick answer and I was out. People were in line. A lot of it is because some mad scientist, whether professional or not, are trying new drugs on people. Psychotropic drugs, Hillary Clinton has been linked to that. Odd reason of her either promoting it or allowing it or whatever. You got pharmaceutical drugs, which they also, give you psychotropic drugs. I'm a veteran, so it's easy for me to go in and say something's wrong with me, and of course, get painkillers. Uh, hey, how you doing today? Hey, Omarosa. Hey, I got a question for you. I got a question for you, Omarosa. If you're still here, okay, it says zero. Okay, if you're still here, just say I'm still here. Then I'll ask my question. But nonetheless, so psychotropic drugs, hallucinogens, anything to make you act. Okay, so yeah, I went onto your channel, and I didn't, you don't have pretty much anything up there except, your a picture of yourself, and I was wondering, How you doing, sir? Mike, right? It's Mike, right? Okay, I got it right. I'm all right, sir. How are you? So I was wondering why you didn't post, like, why you don't post any, why you don't make videos or anything like there was nothing on the channel. Now the reason why I'm asking that is not necessarily to be nosy. It's because of the subject matter that we covered yesterday. And so I was like, I would, let me say this. There's not a lot of people who come onto my channel, but it's very therapeutic for me, because I don't have a lot of friends, my neighbors don't like me, things along that line. So it helps me get a lot of, things out. So I was wondering, like, why don't she do this, because it's an easy way to, what's going on, little Steve? It's an easy way to, I don't know, just kind of get a just get things out there. So that was my question. Like, why don't you make videos? I know sometimes people don't want to show their face. I noticed a couple comments. People were saying that you're a very beautiful young lady. You are a nice looking young lady. So yeah, I was just kind of putting that out there because you obviously have a fan base. You started a post on this channel, but to be honest, I don't. What's going on, Steve? What's happening? I like your Batman shirt. The watches. You're welcome, sir. Okay. You're welcome, sir. But to be honest, I don't even know what to post. Well, I just told you. I want to start something effective and beneficial, not just for me, but for everyone. I just told you. And you think you will. I think you should too. Now, let me say something about women. Uh, I also don't want to be susceptible to negative. Well, I was going there. I was going there because once you post, you are susceptible. As a matter of fact, you can expect it, but there are ways to navigate around it, like block that person, which you'll become very good at. Just block them, kick them off the channel, or you can open a dialogue with them because sometimes the negativity that they're expressing towards the subject matter is not towards you, it's toward the subject matter, even if it sounds like it's towards you. And sometimes it's hyper aggressive and sometimes it's passive aggressive, but nonetheless, because it's aggressive, you have your you can put up you can apply a few ways of dealing with a person who is either passive aggressive or aggressive aggressive. You can use avoidance. You can take their subject matter and actually make money from it. Now, this is what I did. This is what I did. I took a subject matter that was pretty much out there and I never talked about it. And then I started talking about it, and my views went from, I don't know, just a couple hundred in a few days to 7,500 in one day on my channel. It just shot up. Now, of course, it's calming down. I do a little under 1,000 every 2 days. I'm okay with that. I had a good run, but I made money off of it. And it was talking about Atlanta. I had a lot of negative comments because I was talking about a particular city and when I lived there. So, I had a lot of people come at me, you're gay, you're this. This is how black people attack, men. They like to call them something that they're not in order to try to degrade them and take away something from their manhood. And men, women, I was getting it from both sides. So some of those people I came back at, real hard. And other people, I came, back at and was just like, what's your issue? Yes, I found you through see the Atlanta videos. I lived there for 2 years. Yeah, okay. And a lot of people see through the Why I Left Atlanta videos. Um, so, people smart like you realize that I wasn't talking about Atlanta to bash Atlanta. I was talking about the black community. I was talking about how to, survive in major cities and the racism that you're going to be faced with. The 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 reverse racism that you're faced with. This is what I was talking about, and some people just didn't understand that because they like to attack people. They get off on making people angry and trying to get feedback. Those type of people right there, you cut off. But those type of people say, live in Atlanta is a hustle city. If you don't hustle, you're not gonna make it. You know, and then start asking me, intelligible questions. Those people I dialogue with, even though they came at me like you wasn't hustling, and I'm just like, I worked 16-hour days. Like what are you talking about? I had two jobs. It wasn't the fact that I wasn't hustling. So you were being truthful though, very truthful. You know what? I hear it. It's disappointing on social media now and shows, Steve Harvey show and all this. They cater to women a lot, and I'm okay with that because women are a large demographic. Cater to women, fine. If that's how you're making your money, get your money. But what I don't like is male bashing, and what I hear a lot of is men lie. And I'm gonna tell you something. I am not a liar. I've never been. I'm just not a liar. I'm not good at it. I don't have a lying game face. I'm a very honest person. And the women I've dated in the past, that's the one thing they liked about me. I didn't lie to them. Yeah, I didn't lie to them. So I don't like the whole stereotypical men lie. No, just to what, get in your pants? No. I never had to lie to get in a girl's pants. It just for one, my mo was never just I just want to get in your pants. You know what I'm saying? I was always a very romantic person. So getting in your pants seemed just kind of one and done deal to me. It was, matter of fact, I've had some women reject me because I didn't want to get in their pants. Gorgeous girls, and I was just like why? Can't we just and then you get all kind of backlash because you're not just jumping in somebody's pants. So uh I guess what I'm saying, I mean, I'm trying to encourage you because I think you're a young lady, much younger than me. I don't need to know your age, but the subject matter that we were talking about is very sensitive, and I put myself out there simply because one, I'm older. I'm in my 50s, so a lot of my hurt that I've experienced through life, I like to tell other people so they know what to watch out for. I don't. Yeah, I'm 52 years old, honey. Thank you very much. I'm 52 years old, but because of the way I look, I get approached by young, you know, young ladies. Some of them I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? But because of the way I look, I have like one or two gray hairs. They think I'm in my 30s or whatever. So I get approached by young ladies, and sometimes it's just like, nah, you're just a little too young, for me. But and then sometimes, they're mature. That's the thing about a woman is even though you may find a young lady, they mature fast because they have to. Nature is just built that way because if they have a child, they have to grow up really quick. So nature just kicks it into gear that women just grow up fast. They mature fast. Just even without a child, they just mature fast. Now, some women choose not to accept that, but for the ones who don't have kids, but they know that they mature quicker than males do, they take on that role real fast. And I've been approached by some of these young ladies. So, you know, there's that. But, I find myself talking to them and, seeing what they're going through. And I was talking to a young lady, she was 18. I was getting a pizza, and she was taking my order for pizza. Uh, and she said she was a misanthrope. And I was like, a what? I like words. So, when I hear a word that I truly do not know, I was like, a misanthrope. So I was like, what is that? So she's basically saying that she is an introvert, and she is basically don't want to be around people. Yeah, that's what I said. I was looking at her like a misanthrope. And I looked it up. And I was like, heavens to Murgatroyd. I think I'm a misanthrope as well. As a matter of fact, I know I am. But it was just so very interesting that she said that because I found truth in the matter. As somebody who avoids people. My battery's dying, so I'm going in the house. So it's someone who avoids people. I know. Sorry. I knew my battery was low, but I felt like talking. Ooh, ooh. I gotta. A misanthrope. Someone who avoids people and doesn't really like them to some extent. I'm not the type of person where I hate people, but I am put off by most of them. I'm not one of those guys who go out to the club. I don't I don't make it my business to get in your business. I am slow to go to parties, social experience. I think I've had. Okay, are you charging? Oh. Anyway, so I'm not so quick. I'm not so quick to go to a club, and all that other good stuff. I just don't really care. Yeah, I consider myself a mix of both, introvert. Yeah. Now the work that I do every now and then, marketing and promotions, I have to go out and talk to people. That's the job. You go, you talk to people. As a matter of fact, I have, uh, well, I might. There's a car show coming up. Woo, look at this boy's hair. There's a car show coming up, and I might, accept. It's a couple hours away, but, it'll be fun. Car shows are fun. But nonetheless, I do marketing and promotions every now and then, and I'm a brand ambassador where you stand there and you tell people about a product or an event. I've been doing that for 15 some odd years. This to get a couple extra dollars, but mostly, I'm just to myself. Mostly I stay home, I chill, write, I make music. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, enough about me. But I'm very introverted, and the only time where I have to be extroverted is when I have to make money. You know, other than that, I'll, I go to the gym, but I'm content with being by myself. I'm just not one of those people who has to have someone here. I don't. I'm not a you have to be here because I have an addicting spirit, meaning I will cling to someone, um, and I will cling to them. I will always want to be around them. If something in my life, if there's a need that they're feeling, a void that they're feeling in my life, I'm gonna always want you to fill that void. And it could be, uh, I don't know, just going out to dinner with you every now and then. I'm not going to want to stop going out to dinner with you every now and then. And when it stops, I'm gonna be like, why don't we go to dinner no more? What happened? You know what I'm saying? There was a young lady I delivered a refrigerator to, And I used to hang out with her, and then one day she didn't want to hang out with me anymore. I was like, why? Why are we not hanging out? So I have a very addicting spirit. So, I'm very careful with that. Um, I'm not quick to get into a relationship. I'm not quick to jump in bed with anyone because, when you find someone that you love making love to, like you love it, like it's just on all cylinders. It's just boom, 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 boom. It's right where you need to be. You don't have to scream pineapples like like hey, a little too much pineapples. Your safe word pineapple. Just somebody right there. When you get that person, because it's your most intimate moment. When you get that person, for me, I start thinking, when are they gonna leave me? That's what I start thinking. And I prepare myself, like I make an exit plan, but I don't start doing things to sabotage a relationship. I used to, but I don't start sabotaging a relationship. But I'm like, this is just too. It's just too good, and I know it's gonna come to a screeching halt. And when it does, I'm gonna be sitting right back in this chair by myself, waking up in my king size by myself. You know what I'm saying? My phone is not gonna ring. When I see this person, they're gonna be with someone else. They're not gonna talk to me. It's gonna be the same rinse and repeat. It's been for years and years. So I'm not in the mood for that. I'm just not. I'm just not in the mood for that. My whole thing when it comes to relationships, now the young lady, I more or less enjoy talking to a woman now more than doing anything. I like to talk to them. I like to look at them. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with just being cool because I don't want to get all trapped. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, I just like to look at you and yeah, listen to your day and stuff. Like I'm that dude. Sometimes I don't even care if you got a boyfriend. I'll be like, really? I'll be. I asked this one woman out. She said, if I didn't have a boyfriend, I would. I said, bring him with you, because you're his issues. You're his love and complication or whatever you are to him. That's what you are. I just wanted to look at you. Sometime I told a young lady, I'll feed you just to look at you. I'm okay with that. Like I said, I'm in my 50s. I'm okay with just, you know what I'm saying? And some people don't get that. Like, I'm not trying to sleep with you. Let's go get, you know what I'm saying? Let's go get something to eat. Y'all can tell me about whatever. But I'm gonna tell old dude, look, your woman's beautiful, and I wanted to look at someone beautiful, so I'll feed both of you. So yeah, let's get some food. Have a and I'm good after that. I go home, you go and be with your girl. I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? I walk in my house, it's quiet. It's not unless I leave the music playing, which sometimes I do. I have a dope beat. I'll leave the music playing because when I walk in the house, I want to hear something chill. You know what I'm saying? So I'm okay with that. Some people don't get that. Why don't you get a woman of your own? Because when I get a woman of my own, I want her to be mine. I don't want her to be down at Rollo's, getting it in with Rollo and then come see. I'm not. I don't want that. I want you to be my woman. I want you to be honest and straight up with me. Look, if you're attracted to somebody else, just go ahead and tell me. I'm attracted to someone so, and I want to, go ahead and jump his bones. You know what I would be like? You know what? I tell you, just go ahead and do that. You know, knock yourself out. Just don't come back. You can't come back to me. Mm-mm. Don't come back. Just go ahead and lose my number. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Get it in. Hey, do all the nasty stuff you want to do. But don't come over here. Don't knock at my door. Don't call me. I'm not even mad at you. I like it when a woman tells me the truth. Tell me the truth. You know. So that's just kind of how I am. You know what I'm saying? And I date women 23, 24, on up to 60. I just, you know. But mostly I just like to get something to eat, talk. So SED rates are so damn high. Yeah, know who they are sleeping with mostly. Yeah, yeah. People, you know what? I used to be an abuser of sex, and that's not because I was always trying to jump in somebody's bones. It's because I didn't, you know, I I connected affection to it, and I concentrated on it. Whenever I was with a woman, I concentrated on her everything. I put so much into it. And this was just a woman who wasn't taking me serious. You know, she's eventually going to go and marry someone else. And that's exactly what, you know, they would do. And then I stopped because I was putting in all this thought and this love, playing guitar and singing for him and rubbing feet, back rubs and cooking. Oh my God. Oh, I was cooking. I was doing it all. And then I realized, you think I'm soft. You think, you know, you think I'm some pushover soft dude. And when I realized that it was all for naught, I said, I can't do this. I can't do this with, you know, just somebody I like anymore. I got to do it with somebody who's mine. So I'm done with all that. I'm done. But yeah, I was using it as a weapon, and they would keep coming back, but they wouldn't stay. So when I realized that, oh, you think I'm just a soft dude because I'm sweet to you, you know. I remember conversations that we had years ago. All that other stuff, great memory, all this stuff that women complain about. I had it covered. I covered all those bases. So when they came to me, I had it, but they wouldn't stay. So I was like, okay, I'm done. Sweet is not what they want. It's not. But so as far as what you can talk about, you can see women have cornered the market when it comes to YouTube. The highest paying person on YouTube is a man, but that's because he does video games. But the highest social person on on social media, check this out, is a gay dude. So to me, it's a woman. Because you're this dude with the doing all the makeup and the talking like a woman and you know all this other gay stuff he's doing. I'm just like, okay. And then of course but the majority of high viewed or high traffic videos I've seen. Yep, I've been sub to many members of the LGBT for years. Yeah. See, I'm not sub to any of them because you know they don't need my sub. I'm not sub to any LGBTQ. They're not really talking about something that concerns me. But nonetheless, they have a whole they have a culture. They have a culture and a subculture. So they're doing good. But women in general, like I don't think I'm a. I think I'm a sub to a few women. There's an outdoors chick that I watch. She does a lot of camping stuff. I dig that. I like the survival stuff. But there's some dark skinned cuties. I like to. I think I'm sub to, but just like I said, I just want to look at them. You know, sometimes I don't even play the video with the sound on. I let them know I don't really care what you're talking about. I just wanted to look at you because you're good looking. I just let them know I'm not here because of the subject matter. You're not saying anything I'm interested in. But hamburger, you are gorgeous, so I'm just gonna turn the video down and stare at you, and yeah, and I'm good. It sounds weird, but when they're not talking about something that you want to talk about, then what do you do? You know, I don't really care about what you're saying. I don't. But some young ladies, I do care about what they're saying. They're actually talking about things that are quite interesting, especially those who are talking about how they use their college degrees and certain cities they live in and what happened to them in the dating world. You know, some of that I do listen to, and they're talking about their views on on dating. Some of that I listen to, but some of the sciencey people I really listen to. Some of the sciences and people who are really just talking about things other than just male and female relationships. I kind of get into them. You know what I'm saying? Because I like the sciences, especially social sciences. But as far as you're concerned, what I'm saying all that to say this, you don't need to have something scripted out on YouTube. Um, a lot of women talk about makeup, talk about what they're eating, talk about their hair, they talk about their body, getting their boobs and butt done, and because this is a raving thing right now. So uh, which actually comes into my corner, which is health. But nonetheless, most of the people that are sub to them are women. You know what I'm saying? So if you have something that is some decent content, you'll be okay. You'll get your views up, and eventually you'll be able to monetize, and you'll have more subs than I do. Uh, and you find you even I noticed something different recently. There were women talking about abuse, and what has happened to them when they were kids, what's happened to them now, the abuse in their relationships with their husbands, with their boyfriends, uh, with their moms. Like, that is such a hot topic. These young girls are talking about how their mothers, pretty much abused them because once they got older, the boyfriend started looking at them. You know what I'm saying? And and then a whole thing would happen or it didn't happen, but nonetheless, the mother thought it was going down, and the little girl would be like, "On between us, you're just flipping out, and you've been flipping out on me." And this one girl said, "You've been flipping out on me ever since I was 7 years old." I was like, so there's a lot of mental issues going on there with the competition. You don't know about the white community because I'm not white, but in the black community, dysfunctional mother daughter, yes, it's a huge deal. And once the father is out of the picture and the oh, okay, well, see, there it is. Once the father is out of the picture, once the boyfriend enters into the picture, the mom changes, the mother changes. And then once the daughter becomes, uh, I think you're looking at from 12 on up, I think the mother starts to become suspicious and starts treating the daughter different. Even though the boyfriend hasn't even looked at the daughter in that way. Like, he's a squared away dude, like goes to work, takes care of you and the fam. He ain't even thinking about the daughter, not in that way. But the mother becomes suspicious. And she just thinks, like, I saw a video where the girl went to the mom and said, "Yo, the boyfriend has been looking at me." been coming in my room. I think she was 16 or whatever. And she says, well, what are you talking about? He said, well, he came in the room the other day. And she said, well, that's because you walking around with them shorts on. And then the daughter was like, but you bought them for me. So there's a whole twisted dynamic, going on there because she said you bought them. She said, yeah, I bought them for you, but not for you to be running around and in front of my man. I think you want my man. And the daughter was like, well, I'm gonna call the police. And the mother flipped on her. She said, you call the police. She said you can go ahead and get the expletive out of my house, which is the wrong reaction. The mother should have been like, okay, for one, these shorts no more. For two, I'm about to have a talk with both of you. Yeah, but you know what? But you know what I found out? See, I dated a girl, woman. We were, she was 27, I was 30. I dated a woman, uh, and here's something I found out. The mother was unattractive. I was not attracted to the mother at all. Mother was unattractive, right? But the daughter, daughter was holding her own. Nice runner's body. But I was like, yeah, Then the mother got a boyfriend, and then the daughter starts sleeping with the boyfriend. Now, mind you, they're adults. But I start becoming suspect. Like, you sleeping with this dude? She's like, nah, nah. And I was just like, yes, you are. She even called me his name once. And I was just like, I'm going to have to go upside this chick's head. So, but I didn't, you know. Uh, Nonetheless, she was. She was sleeping with her for years. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, y'all nasty. I'm leaving you alone. And I left her alone. Eventually, you know what I'm saying? But I also found out that the boyfriend before him was also sleeping with her. And what I found out is this is a cycle that this mother and daughter, see, they lived together for the longest time. This is a cycle that this mother and daughter had. And I even told them, I'm like, he's sleeping with your daughter. Now, mind you, they were, she was 27 at the time. But what was going on is the mother, being that she was not attractive, was bringing men into the fold, and they lived with them as long as they can sleep with the daughter. And the mother knew. She knew it. As long as they could sleep with the daughter, yep, that's what was going on. I backed out of that situation. I was like, oh, I see what's going on. But because I was like, why aren't you doing anything? But the mom, as long as there was a good looking man coming in the door, I'm okay with that. And I found out it's been going on since she was a child. That's the deal that they had. That's the that's how they worked it out. You know what I'm saying? She loved her mother, and she was like, this is just the way it is. And the as far as the men were concerned, it wasn't like she didn't like them. It wasn't like they didn't have some type of regular relationship. Like it wasn't all because I knew these guys, and it wasn't. I knew the guys when she was older. I didn't know the guys when younger, but they were. The one guy I didn't like, but the other dude, he's a cool dude, and I had no idea until the end of the relationship that he was knocking her boots the whole time I was around her, and before that, I was like, what? I said, okay, this is just weird. I gotta go, and I dipped. So yeah. So there's just a lot going on there. A guy doesn't know what he's walking into. I'm gonna tell you from a man's perspective. A woman with children, a woman with children. When you look at a woman and she's got kids, like I met a woman the other day, and she was cute. I was like, you know, She had 4 kids and 3 of them was girls. That was an automatic no for me. It was a no. It was an automatic no. I don't want the problems. I don't want the insinuations. I no, that's just no. Now, if she would have been, yeah, yeah, that's an automatic no. Yeah, because and she was pretty much asking me for a number, but I was like, you come with a lot. You got 3 daughters, and I I don't know what their ages were, but 10 and under. Nope, I'm not going nowhere near that. No, no, I'm good. Mm-mm, uh-uh, mm-mm. I'm not doing it. Now, 10 years ago, I would have been okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Now, no. Social media is terrible. Neighbors are terrible. People say crazy stuff. I'm not going nowhere near that. I'm just not dealing with it. I'm not. So if a guy doesn't know what he's walking into. He doesn't. And when I was in my 30s, I dated, women who had, daughters. I was okay with that. They were good kids. They were great kids. Now they're all grown up. One just graduated high school. The other one is working. And I just talked to the mom. The mom's 40. I was like, how's your kids doing? She's like, they're all grown up. Great kids. Great kids. They didn't badmouth. They knew that I was dating their mom. I never had an issue with them. I was comfortable being around them. But now I'm scared to death. And that's just and like that's not just my opinion. This is a pandemic issue with men dating women with kids that aren't his. We don't just one accusation, just one accusation, and the cops are at your door. And even if they don't take you in, you are now under investigation. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And it's not well, if you don't do nothing, you ain't got nothing to worry about. No, that's not the way it works. Because everything is public now. Everything in the household is public. Somebody from anywhere can call social service and say anything in social service has to show up and start an invest. Get out of my no. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. I don't want that noise. No, I'm sorry, I can't. And at my age, like I'm not gonna have any kids. If I get married, I'm already looking at within my age group. I'm already looking at somebody who has kids. If I dip down to 30, I'm looking at somebody who has young kids. Let's just say that 30, 35. I can't do it because I already know they're going to have teen, preteen. I'm not dealing with none. I don't. I just don't want the headache. I'm gonna have to do 40 and up because the kids are already grown. They're already 18 and out the door. I can't dip below 35. You just can't. And for the men who are in their 30s, I just hate it for them, especially if they're trying to have a family, have a family. You know what I'm saying? Like they're working, they're doing everything just to, go out and find this woman to have a family with. You 30, you 35, she's gonna come with some kids, bro. And now you got yourself a whole other just one threatening in situation. Just you pissed her off and burnt the bacon. Oh, you know what? Oh, okay, you gonna burn the bacon today? Okay. You gonna be burning bacon in jail. Just one. Her girlfriend can say anything. The grandma, anybody, no. No, 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 no. I'm scared. I'm scared of society. I'm afraid of it. And even Mike Pence, the vice president, he's scared of society. He's afraid. Just cook sausage instead. I cook turkey bacon, man. Mike Pence, he's like, I will not be alone with any other woman unless it's my wife. We're punked. We're terrified of what the judicial system has allowed to happen to men. We know we don't stand a snowball's chance in hell when it comes to the court system. Just no. Just one false look. I saw this animation where this guy was walking down the street with his new woman, and they walked past. This is an animation, and they walked past this little girl, and the little girl said, "Hey, you touched me in the wrong place the other day." And the woman automatically looked at him, and he says, "I have no idea who you are." And the girl goes, "Oh, okay." That animation was a perfect illustration of what's happening today and how men are being torn apart over false accusations, things that you could be the best dude. You could like really genuinely like the one young lady I was dating, her kids, like I loved her kids. If something would have happened, if somebody bothered her kids, I would show up at the school so quick. I would be like, oh, she knows me. I babysitted her kids. She all she has to do is call me, and she knew that even when she dated someone else. If she called me and was like, hey, I need your help. I got an issue. She already knew. I was already on 71 North, and I was coming to see her. She already knew that I didn't play, because they were good kids, and now they're great young ladies. You know what I'm saying? So it's scary out here today. It's very scary out here today, and a guy doesn't know what he's walking into. You know what I'm saying? And the thing I value the most in life is my health. Is what I'm saying? My health, my peace. You hear this? You hear that in the background? Nothing. Peace. I have peace in my life, and I value that a lot. So yeah, I couldn't. A young lady that hit on me, I couldn't even talk to her. I wanted to. She was cute. I couldn't do anything. Yeah, just cook sausage. Yeah, I couldn't do anything. When I saw all those kids, I was like, oh no. Now if she had four boys, I would have looked at that differently. You know what I mean? I'd be like, you got four sons. They need I could roll in and be stepdad. You know what I'm saying? Got my own little football team. Teach them how to throw a mean jab. Absolutely. Have four little warriors in the house. Yeah. Ready to knock somebody out. Because I'm getting old. I can't knock people out anymore. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Let's go. They're going to eat you out of house and home. But doggone it, if you treat them right, you know. Anything happen in the house, they gonna make sure it's, you know they gonna set things up right. So yeah, it's just a danger with men anymore. We have to run scared. Society ain't doing us right, but as far as the subject matters, if are you still here, Omarosa? Um, are you a college grad? Ooh, look at that hair. Well, somebody's here. Who's still here? One person listening. My hair ain't bad. All right, I guess everybody's gone. Should have been gone, knowing how I made you feel. The zombie apocalypse. We end up talking about society. Surviving the zombie apocalypse. You guys know how to survive the zombie apocalypse? How about the Trump administration? Do you know how to survive that? Because Trump is blowing up planes or is sending planes over. That's another subject. Trump trying to start a war. Crazy ass white people, man. Better cut that out. Anyways, so somebody's still here. Who's still here? What president doesn't try to start a war? That's actually well, here's the thing. It's not who tries to start a war. It's just that whenever a president is elected, we are already at war. And you're right. Most presidents, they try to because they need the profit from it. War profiteers. That's what America is. We're war profiteers. And there's money in blood. That's really what's going on. But they're gonna pick with the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is a trim the population type of thing, but I know that they're gonna mess with the wrong people. And when you send in drones and all that to spy on people, and we're always trying to spy on folks because we're afraid somebody's doing. Leave those people alone. You don't want them to have nuclear weapons, but yet we have so many. We have so many nuclear weapons. We have so many nuclear weapons that we have them on ships. We got subs running around with it. Hell, you're gonna have people who have hand nukes pretty soon. You think I'm lying? You think this nuclear warhead's got to be this big colossal thing that's 30, 40 tons coming out of, somewhere in Nevada, some underground, no. No. It doesn't have to be on a hunter killer submarine. Nuclear weapons don't have to be on, Red October and all that. Of course, that's Russia. But nah. Mm-mm. Some Methuselah class. Mm-mm. You know what it's gonna be? You're gonna have the technology that is developed. They're going to be able to cause because a nuclear submarine, a nuclear weapon is basically it's the reaction that's caused when certain elements come together. Then it causes a reaction in the air, and then boom, 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 boom. They're gonna minimize that. They're gonna find a way to. It's just gonna be in a. I'm gonna tell you something. Humans do not need to find another planet. They don't. We don't need another planet. We don't. If we find another planet, we're going to destroy that one just like we're destroying this one. And then we're going to have interplanetarian war. We're going to build colossal ships for the SJWs. It's just wars and rumors of wars. Just a couple of those. Some of the holy weirdos. Yeah. I'm with you on that one. Hollywood is getting weirder and weirder, isn't it? I mean, they're getting so. Hollywood is getting so weird. Hollywood is getting so weird. They're promoting such ungodliness that you can't watch anything without being under attack. Santa Claus is gay now. Bert and Ernie are gay. The guy who made Bert and Ernie said they do not have a sex. Bert and Ernie don't have sexes. No, Bert and Ernie, they were guys, regardless of what y'all want to make them today. Yes, I know. He married a dude. Uh, you know how foul and freaking disgusting that is? That is disgusting. That is disgusting. That you would even want to play around with kids. They're coming at children. It just, they're so foul and vile. They're just disgusting people. If you want to sleep, if a man wants to sleep with another man, that's what you want to do. Why do your children have to? It's just so disgusting. So foul. I just, it makes me happy that the one child I do have is older and she's already made her choice. I just can't. Bert and Ernie, Mr. Rat. I don't know nothing about Mr. Ratburn, but I did see that they made him marry a dude. And I'm gonna tell you something. If I had children and I saw that, I would never, ever, 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 ever allow my children to watch that. Ever. Ever. I don't care if it's Dora the Explorer. I don't care if it's Carmen San Diego. I don't care if it's The Muppet Show. I don't give a damn. As long as you're under my roof, you're not watching none of that. And if somebody has something to say about it, I would say, well, you come and you pay for it. You raise them. Nah, not here, not today. I'm raising them. I go to work to raise them. Nope, ain't no gay nothing up in here. My little nephew uh, was trying to act like, you know, I started fighting with him. I like what? His brothers was just like, yeah, be running around in girls' clothes. I was like, put him up. Come on, put him up right now. Get used to it, because if this is what you want to do, you gonna be scrapping. You gonna be scrapping because of this. What you want? Come on, let's go. Let me teach you how to fight. Come on. I'm gonna punch you in your chest. Shoot, you gonna be a man today. You gonna be a man right now. Huh? Yeah, you better learn how to fight. If this the life you want to live, you better learn. You gonna learn today, cause they coming for you. They coming for you. And when they get a hold of you, you gonna be all fist and legs and all that. You better be, cause you about to be in a bad situation. Nah, I'm good. I'm good on all that. Anyways, it's good talking to you. Go ahead and go. You have a blessed day. God loves you, and so do I. Yep, but don't fall for it. I'll probably come back on live later on tonight or something.